It's Charlie B, BrooklynTraders.net, and today we are powering up the future, and I mean literally. Everybody keeps talking about artificial intelligence as if it's something that lives in the sky, like ChatGPT, Tesla, Nvidia, Google, Meta, and Amazon. Just out there floating around on some invisible cloud. But let's be real. The cloud is not a cloud. The cloud is a building. A big building. A hot building. A loud building. A building packed with servers, cooling systems, generators, security gates, water, demand, transmission lines, and a huge power bill that usually belongs to a very small city that's very angry about this power bill. So before we ask who wins the AI race, I said race. Sorry. Before we ask who wins the AI race, we need to ask a much simpler question. Who powers the AI race? Because AI doesn't run on magic. AI runs on electricity. And that is why electricity may become the quiet strategic commodity of the next decade. Nope, it's not oil. It's not copper. And it's not just chips. It's electricity, right? Data centers are like factories. AI and the amount of electricity that it needs has made an infrastructure arms race. And Wall Street is already starting to figure out where the money should flow. That is what we're here to talk about today. So think about your own house for a second. You plug in the air fryer, laptop, phone charger, a TV, space heater if it's cold. Now imagine a warehouse full of supercomputers running all day, every day, never sleeping, never cooling, never saying, no, I've already made enough power today. That's a data center. Now imagine thousands of those getting built in every major city. Why? Because every major company in the United States wants to win the great AI race. And that is causing a huge shortage in actual electrical supply. Okay? And here's what most homeowners haven't figured out yet. Big tech needs this power, right? And so to Amazon, Meta, Google, they don't care if your electricity bills double overnight. But you do, right? And so somebody has to actually build the infrastructure for the electricity to power through. And then you need to actually build the power plants to generate that electricity. And somewhere along the way, somebody's getting paid for all that. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today, right? We're not chasing the AI trade. We're getting ahead of the AI trade. Okay? And so what we're looking at today are companies that are quietly working to support the AI boom. Companies that generate, produce, and distribute electricity. Now, China produces somewhere around the lines of 2 to 4 times more electricity than the United States. And that is a very aggressive number, but it's speculative, right? What we do know is that China is creating a whole lot more electricity than we are, and that is very bad for the US government. That's bad for what they want to, have as their strategic military and their financial goals as it relates to this AI digital arms race, right? So if America wants AI dominance, America needs power. And that's what we're talking about today, right? And so we want to take a look at, 7 stocks that are powering the AI future, all right? And so to do that, I didn't want to just get a bunch of stinky penny stocks and fuel cells and just really speculative stuff that, from companies that may or may not be here in the next 5 to 10 years. No, I wanted to focus on the biggest players in the space that are more than likely, due to market cap, capacity, and proven financial statements, can actually benefit from this AI boom, right? And so, what I did was I worked with my team to create Benjamin Graham, Warren Buffett style list to check out the fundamentals of these companies, and we got ourselves a list. All right. And so let's go from, well, geez, you see, I was supposed to go from worst to best, right? I guess we can do that. Or can we? Um, let's go from best to maybe not so good. All right. So I'm gonna start with the top gun on the list, and we are going to talk about our first name. But before we get to the first name, let's talk about the criteria that we're looking at. Okay, we had a one to four tier system, right? And we wanted to look at the same kind of valuations and metrics that like Warren Buffett and Benjamin Graham were looking at. Lots of numbers, lots of financial statements. Very boring. I'm not going to kill you here today with that. All right, but based on all these metrics, okay, the number one company that was on our list is First Solar, okay, with a 4-star setup. Okay. Now, why 4 stars? Okay. It's the cleanest name. I mean, it's got value, it's got growth, it's not a fantasy stock, it's not pre-revenue, it has real earnings, it has scales, it has manufacturing exposure. Um, yeah, and it's a very secure company. Okay. So, okay, solar doesn't run all night, I know. And we do need a heck of a lot of power, right? Solar is kind of cyclical. It's subject to policy change. But if we're talking about like pure valuation, if we're talking about expected and projected growth, I definitely want you to consider First Solar here, right? And so let's just take a look at the chart. Okay, again, not the sexiest chart. This is a yearly chart. Let's look at it from 10 years on a weekly basis. Now, that doesn't look too bad, right? You can see where we broke out this channel, okay? Sometime in late, I think that's 2022, right? We broke out, and, we're setting up, right? This kind of looks like the NVIDIA chart before it broke out, right? And so First Solar, from, again, valuation, price to earnings, we like the stock. Okay. First Solar is our best overall fundamental pick in this basket. It's not the loudest, not the sexiest, but it is the cleanest, and we like this. We like the stock. Okay. Number 2 on our list is going to be AEP, American Electric Power. Okay. So what we like about this, okay, we got 3 out of the 4 stars, right? It's a regulated utility, okay? It's just it's like a quiet killer, okay? This is the kind of name, nobody talks about during the cookout, right? But when you say AEP, no one knows who you're talking about. You say NVIDIA and everybody's checking you out. But what really is good about AEP is that, again, it's a regulated utility. It owns a lot of real infrastructure. It serves real customers. It sits in the middle of the electricity demand curve, right? It's plugged into a lot of the infrastructure throughout America. You may consider it more like a grandma stock or a retirement stock. But you know what? You could put your money into this and sleep well at night. Again, not financial advice. Don't get clapped. But yeah, we like this. it's what I like about AEP is that it has real durable assets. It has again a long-term demand curve. It has a customer base that is not going anywhere. It's defensive, it's stable, it's nice, and maybe a little boring, but it deserves the number 2 mark on our list. So that's AEP. All right, let's just take a look at the chart real quick. There we go. And listen, guys, I don't care what the ticker says. That is a sexy chart. Okay? Give me the loot. Give me the chart. That's a sexy chart. I like the stock. Price targets here. AEP. Again, it's a grandma stock. Doesn't move too much. 145, 150. Okay. Guys, it's a slow mover. I know. But again, guys, this is a Warren Buffett, Benjamin Graham style list, right? I mean, this is park your money type list. This is not get clapped list. This is, if COVID 2.0 wants to roll around and you need some place to put your money real quick, hey, this is a pretty good stock. All right, so that's AEP. Number 3 on the list is gonna be Dominion Energy. Give her the D for Dominion. Guys, I couldn't help it. Okay. Dad joke number 305. Okay, dad joke 305. Okay. All right, let's talk about Dominion Energy. So this is where the AI story really gets interesting. It's based out of North Virginia. It's one of the biggest data center regions in the entire world. That's not a theory. That's not maybe one day. It's happening right now. Okay. The demand there is tremendous. Big tech needs its grid there, and Dominion is right in the nook of it. Okay. Dominion is not a random utility. I'm sure some of you use Dominion. Okay. When Amazon, Microsoft, and half the Mag 7 needs their data center power, they go to Virginia. They go to Dominion. Okay. Somewhere in those Appalachian Mountains. Watch out there. Don't get clapped. Okay. That's a joke for people who knows about the Appalachians, right? Now let's make it plain and simple, okay? A data center is like putting a small city inside a warehouse, okay? It needs power all day. It needs cooling all day. It needs backup power. It needs grid support, and Dominion does all that, okay? If a data center loses power, it's a multi-million-dollar problem, and so Dominion is there to make sure that doesn't happen, right? And Dominion is very solid. It's a highly regulated utility too, so there won't be any financial shenanigans going on, and yeah, the demand is real. All right, and so with the Buffett Graham score, again, without getting into the nitty gritty numbers, we gave it 3 out of 4 stars. Okay, for Dominion Energy, give her the D for the Dominion. All right, and here's the chart again. We're not going to win any awards at the pretty contest, right? But let me tell you something. These stocks are going to fly one day. These stocks are going to boom one day. Okay. These stocks are going to be the thing that allows me to put another feather into my hat. Why? Because I've seen it first and I published it first. And you guys are getting it first. For free. Or is it? Alright. So, Dominion Energy, y'all. Guys, this is real analysis, okay? There's no one on Wall Street that has this information. That's made it public. Okay? I'm sure they have it. But they don't have it like, we could do here. Brooklyn Traders, Brooklyn style. Alright? Okay, that is Dominion Energy. All right, next up on the list is knee. I caught an arrow in my knee. All right, Next Era Energy. Okay, Next Era is a grown-up renewable energy. Okay, they got utilities, they got turbines, they doing everything. Okay, not some stinky pink, wannabe green energy company. This is a great stock. It's a serious institutional player. Again, you get a regulated utility, you get renewable energies, and you get long term to the strategic power build out throughout the United States. It's not just solar, it is also nuclear, it's also gas, it's also wind, it's got everything. Okay? Next era energy should be on your watch list. Next era energy should be in your 401k. Guys, these are all 401k darlings. Okay? Okay, listen, again, not winning all the sexy awards, but guys, who says you all need to be driving Lamborghinis? Some of us need minivans. Safe and reliable minivans that could turn into a Lamborghini one day. Because again, once those electrical curves hit, once we hit a point of no return, once people's kilowatt hour in your house doubles overnight, why? Because there's nobody there making sure that some big tech company is not stealing all your electricity, just like a cowboy movie, right? Guys, this is a real thing. This is a real deal thing, you know. So, yeah. Next era here. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. Yep. So on the Buffett score, we give it a 2 out of 4 stars. Okay. Um, it's it's got some things to be concerned of, you know. But again, we like it again in terms of some of the valuations, right? It does have some debt, but I think they'll work it out. So that's next era energy. Okay. Next era here. Here's the chart. Again, we like the chart. We like the stock. This looks good. Okay, fresh breakout there. Okay, that's next era. All right. Okay, nice fresh breakout there. All right. Let's look at the 10-year chart. Look at that, guys. Come on. Look at that. Look at next era here, bro. Bro, we are in the next era for next era. Ooh, bars. Dang. I'm going to tell somebody don't hurt him. All right. So that's next era energy. Next one on the list is Eaton. Okay. Again, you know, I kind of had this backwards. I intended for it to be the worst to the greatest, and I flipped it around, and this is what we're going with, right? All right. So Eaton, 2 out of 4 stars. Okay. This, I believe this is going to be a big Wall Street pick one day. It's not cheap. Okay. This is not a bargain bin stock, right? So some of the valuations are a little bit richer than some of our other contestants here, and so that's the reason why that rating is what it is. But Wall Street recognizes Eaton. Institutions are in. They like the story. They like the stock too. Okay. If the future is electrification, data centers, power management, industrial systems, and grid modernization, Eaton is in the right bloodstream of that economy. Okay. You know, it needs power systems. You know, this data centers need switch gears, electrical management, backup systems, reliability. It needs infrastructure, and this is Eaton's whole entire world. Okay, that's his business model. Okay, again, the issue here is the price of the stock. You know, in terms of like, again, a Warren Buffett, you know, Benjamin Graham valuation, of course. You know, it's not Tesla, right? Because Tesla could just say, hey, we're inventing the future, and, you know, buy this stock for $10,000, right? You know, but yeah. I guess for what we're looking at, Eaton is a little bit rich, okay? But this is a great business. I believe this is a very good entry point for the stock. I mean, you could wait for some weakness. You could wait for a pullback and get in. But yeah, we like Eaton here, okay? This is a good stock. Not a euphoric stock, all right? So, besides all this, okay, We have some lotto plays, right? So a little bit higher risk, but for you junky, zero DTE, Tesla guys out there, you like to do zero DTE options on Tesla and Qs and all that, you know, like after power during power hour, this is for you, right? No, I'm just joking around. These stocks are pretty okay. It's just for different reasons, right? We consider this a lotto again, according to a Warren Buffett, Benjamin Graham situation, and it's and that's you're talking about a very conservative business model, right? So let's talk about them. All right, end phase energy. All right, um, it's a higher quality lotto. Okay, it's not garbage. Um, I've been consulting in the solar space for years, and a lot of the systems is built out with Enphase. Okay, it's not a random penny stock. It has real technology. It's a real brand. It has a real positioning. They sell microinverters and home energy systems. But the stock has been kind of beaten up here on Enphase. Do I even have Enphase? I don't even have Enphase. Okay, so let's just take knee, right? And let's look at Enphase. Oof, oof, oofe, 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 oofe. Okay, so now you guys see the blood, right? You see the chaos. I mean, you see what I did here, right? I mean, if this is like AMC or GameStop or something like that, this is what the AMC GameStop stocks look like, and this is why we call it more of a lotto, right? I mean, you see it, you see the blood, but guys, I think Enphase is gonna have a recovery. I mean, most companies don't recover from something like this. This is why we call it more like a lotto. But wait a minute, a lot of the solar companies look like this, right? So if you look at Sunrun here, okay, not on the list, right? Very similar. Okay, but again, these are real companies. Sunrun's a $4 billion company, real staff. Really a good place to work at. No, I know a lot of Sunrunners personally. They're great people. They're fantastic. Yeah, just some of these stocks just got beaten up. Obviously, this is the pandemic. The world was ending, so people needed their own utilities. And now with like missiles flying all around and another existential crisis happening in the Middle East and wars and rumors of wars. So he who has knowledge understand what I mean when I say that. Yeah, stuff starts popping off, guys. You want to make sure that you have your own stuff in place, right? So he who understands, please understand what I'm trying to tell you, right? No, but ENPH, I think it could do some things. So again, not garbage. I think Enphase. Again, it's not AEP. It's not Dominion. It's higher risk, but it's got a little something there. Okay, it's got a little something there. Okay. The next lotto is Solar Edge. Okay. Sedge, kind of funny. This is kind of uglier. But they say some things about the ugly girl, right? Look, there's plenty of ugly women that's married, so the ugly girl gotta be doing something right. All right, guys, this is Brooklyn Traders. We're gonna keep it Brooklyn. All right. Anyway, so Solar Edge doesn't pass the Graham test today. I mean, 1 star. It's the dog in terms of what the conservative guys would be looking at. The stock been hit hard. The market doesn't trust Solar Edge. But here's why it makes a list. Okay. When a stock is hated, it's already damaged. The hate is already priced in, right? I actually see nowhere else but up. I mean, this thing has hit rock bottom. It just needs stabilization, some of the fundamentals could be a little bit better. But the risk is serious, if demand stays weak for solar, and I don't anticipate that to be, you see, that's the thing. That's why a lot of these names are on the list, right? Because demand won't stay weak, because it's just like this Iran oil situation, right? It's just like the Strait of Hormuz, right? The Strait of Hormuz is being blocked, okay? As long as the Strait of Hormuz is being blocked, all the oil producers are going to be singing, and all the airline companies and the travel industry, they're going to be at some substantial risk. Okay, I keep hearing on the internet, so you know it must be true, that apparently Europe only has like 30 days of jet fuel left, right? Like, I mean, is that like really a thing? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but yeah. Again, basically, if you follow me so far, right, these big companies are making data centers. The data centers are sucking up public utilities. If you guys forgot every single thing I've said during this whole thing, don't forget this. Publicly traded companies, huge, right? $1 trillion companies are using public utilities to power the United States' AI ambitions and world dominance. Okay? And that is driving up the price of electricity for Main Street, mom and pops, right? The unit of electricity is called a kilowatt hour, right? Most people across America pay somewhere between probably like the high teens, like 19, 20 cents a kilowatt hour, all the way up to 45 or 50 cents in some places. Definitely here in New York City, can be paying 40 and 42 cents a kilowatt hour in some places, right? And so, yeah, I mean, if you're a huge company like that, you don't care if your kilowatt hour charge is 60 kilowatt hours or 70, 80 cents. But if it's you, your electricity bill is going to double overnight. And so for everyone who's made it this far, bravo. Okay, welcome to my TED Talk. My name is Charles Becco. You can't follow me anywhere because I don't have socials. Thank you. If your electricity doubles overnight, what are you going to do? Seriously. If your electricity doubles overnight or triples, because once the supply goes, like it goes, right? Where's the extra power going to come from? And how long is it going to take them to build more power plants? So, my opinion, if you can get solar, maybe think about solar. If you hate solar, maybe you get a little turbine. I don't know what you're going to do. You better get on a bike back there and put that bike on a battery and start pedaling. I don't know what to tell you. But I know this, right? Even Solar Edge, which in a different environment may potentially go into bankruptcy. No, I mean, the price of electricity is going to save a lot of these guys. All right? And so, yeah, a little rant there, but listen, the Becco knows what he's talking about, right? And so, yeah, those are lotto plays there. All right? Now, besides lotto plays, I do have some other ones, right? I've got some honorable mentions, right? All right. Now, Constellation Energy is nuclear power, okay? But nuclear power turns into electricity, right? And so, Constellation's a big company. It's stable. Again, didn't, like the other two, didn't pass the sniff test for what, again, a Graham-Buffett type situation would be. But guys, we like the stock. I mean, these are some good names, okay? So yeah, that's Constellation Energy. Let's just look at the chart. Did I look at the other one? I didn't look at Solar Edge. Okay, you see, I done forgot. Okay, let's look at Solar Edge again. Oofe, right? A lot of the solar stocks look like this. Okay, so again, this is Solar Edge, right? Let's look. Constellation is gonna be better. Yeah, Constellation, huge company. It is stable. Like, it's not like a stinky big company at all. Constellation Energy is a huge company. Very stable. It's gonna be around, right? Again, just for what we're looking for in this list, right? In terms of good valuation, good price, good fundamentals. It just doesn't pass the bar, but it is an honorable mention, right? And Constellation just didn't make the list just barely, because it's, we promised you 7 stocks, right? And so we're giving you 5 good ones, 2 honorable mentions, and we actually have 2 lottos, right? But we kept the lottos off the list, so you got your 7. So these are your 7, right? Can't quite call it the Magnificent Seven, but there you go. There you go. There you go. All right. And yeah, what we like about Quanta services, right, is they're building out the grid, right? So power distribution, that's their thing, right? And so yeah, like these are it, guys. These are it. We like these names, okay? So again, the average homeowner may not understand why their electric bill is going up. I mean, hopefully, now that I've talked to you for how long is this recording? My goodness, 30 minutes. My goodness. Now I've talked to you for 30 minutes. Hopefully you understand, right? But yeah, these names: First Solar, AEP, Dominion, Next Era, Eaton, Enphase, Solar Edge, Constellation, and Quanta are gonna be the names that you really want to take a look at. To close it out, let's look at power. Again, guys, didn't mean for this to take this long, but some of these long ones are good ones, right? I mean, we're talking about look at Quanta, right? Look at that. Yo, you know what? I didn't even look at this chart, and I'm sorry. Wow. Now, yeah, so that's look at that. All right. So, if you wanted any evidence for everything that I've been saying, there you go. Whoo! 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 Good golly, Miss Molly. Guys, this is a power distributor, right? Okay? So, yeah. Yeah, maybe Charles Becco knows what he's talking about. Anyway, this is me. This is us. Brooklyn Traders. Power in the future. This has been what I meant to be something that's like 5 or 7 minutes. Has now been a 35 plus minute deep dive, okay, into the 7 stocks powering the AI future. Charlie B, Brooklyn Traders. We out.